I'm 22, I run a channel called Wi-Fi Uni, and I make around 2 grand a month from it. Not 10 grand, 2 grand. And I want to explain exactly where that comes from, how I got here, and what the thinking was behind it, because I genuinely think there's something useful in this for anyone who's thinking about building something online. Also, please excuse this AI slob voice. I promise the value in this video is worth it. I obviously don't show my face or voice, and I will continue that trend because let's be honest, who actually wants to be on camera? I bet you don't. So look, 2 grand a month at 22 from something I built from nothing, I'm pretty happy with that. It's not retired to a beach money, but it's real, it's consistent, and it's mine. And honestly, that last bit matters more than the number. So let me explain the channel first, because the idea behind it is kind of the whole point. I kept seeing all these videos about making money with AI, how to make passive income with this tool, how to build an AI business, how to go viral with AI content, that whole genre. And they were getting loads of views, millions in some cases. And I remember watching them and thinking, okay, but who's actually making money here? Because a lot of these videos, when you look closely, the person making the video is making money from the video itself, not necessarily from the thing they're teaching you to do. And that made me think about the gold rush. The actual gold rush, California, 1800s. And the thing everyone knows about it, or should know, is that most of the miners went broke. They went out there with these huge dreams of striking it rich, and the vast majority of them came back with nothing. But the people who sold equipment to the miners, the shovels, the pickaxes, the boots, the tents, those people made consistent money the whole time, because it didn't matter whether anyone found gold. The miners still needed the tools. And I just looked at this whole AI content space and thought, that's the same thing. Everyone's a miner right now. Everyone's scrambling around trying to strike it with the latest tool or method. So what if I just opened a shop? What if I built a channel that explains this stuff clearly and consistently to people who are trying to figure it out? But here's the thing, and this is probably the most important part of this video. I didn't just start the channel and hope the money would figure itself out later. I specifically picked this niche because I could see there was room for sponsors in it. That was part of the plan from day one, because I'd noticed something watching channels in the online education space. Pretty much every single one of them was getting paid by companies. You'd be watching a tutorial, and halfway through the creator would start talking about some tool or platform that's sponsoring the video. And these weren't random, irrelevant ads. They were tools that actually fitted what the video was about. And I thought, right, there's a whole ecosystem here of companies paying creators to talk about their products to an audience that is actively looking for products like theirs. And the reason the education niche works so well for this, better than pretty much any other niche I can think of, is that the sponsorship doesn't feel like an ad. That's the key thing. When you're teaching someone a workflow, walking them through how to do something step by step, and one of the tools in that workflow is a sponsor, it fits. It feels like a natural recommendation because it basically is one. You're not interrupting the content to shove a product in someone's face. The product is part of the content, and that's better for the viewer. It's better for the sponsor because the audience is actually receptive, and it's better for me because my channel doesn't feel like a billboard. Think about a gaming channel or an entertainment channel where the sponsor has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening on screen, and the creator just has to awkwardly stop everything to read an ad. That's jarring. Everyone skips it. The education niche doesn't have that problem. The tools are the content. So let's actually talk about the money. All of it. Because I want to be transparent about this rather than just throwing out a headline number. The biggest chunk is sponsors. A channel at my size, I've got around 23,000 subscribers, gets paid somewhere between $100 and $200 per sponsored video. That's the realistic range for where I'm at right now. It's not life-changing per deal, but I'm doing this across multiple videos a month, and it stacks up to the majority of that 2 grand figure. The way it works is that companies, mostly ones making AI tools and online software, reach out because they want to get in front of an audience like mine. People who are interested in AI, looking for tools to use, in that mindset of wanting to build or improve something online. That audience is genuinely valuable to them. And what I've learned is that the size of your audience matters way less than how specific it is. My 23,000 subscribers who are all interested in this specific stuff are worth more to the right advertiser than 500,000 subscribers who watch random content. Specificity is the thing. A small targeted audience beats a large vague one every time when it comes to sponsors. I started getting emails from companies around the 2,000 subscriber mark, which surprised me at the time. I was half expecting to need 100,000 subscribers before anyone would care, but that's not how it works. The right audience at the right size is enough. And I do turn deals down. Not everything that comes in is a yes. If something doesn't fit what the channel is about, or I don't actually think it's useful, I'll pass on it. Because the trust you build with an audience is genuinely worth more than any single payment. The moment you start recommending stuff you don't believe in, people notice. Maybe not straight away, but over time they do. And then you've got nothing. So I try to only work with products that genuinely fit. Then there's ad revenue. This is the YouTube AdSense stuff, the ads that play on videos automatically. And I want to be straight with you about this one because I think people have wildly unrealistic expectations of it. I make about $100 a month from AdSense. Maybe a bit more if a video does particularly well. That's it. And I think a lot of people start YouTube channels thinking the ad money is going to be significant, and then they're disappointed when it isn't. At my size, it's basically pocket money. It's nice, I'm not going to say no to it, but it's not why I'm here. The reason AdSense alone doesn't work at this size is CPM, which is the rate advertisers pay per 1,000 views. And unless you're pulling millions of views a month, the rates just don't add up to much. You need a lot of views to make meaningful money from AdSense alone. And most channels, including mine, aren't there yet. So don't build your whole plan around it. It's a bonus, not a business model. The third income stream is affiliate links. And this one I think is quite underrated for smaller channels. I make around $200 a month from affiliates. The way it works is that certain companies have affiliate programs where if someone clicks your link and signs up or buys something, you get a cut. No negotiation, no emails back and forth, no deals to arrange. You just put the link in the description, and if people use it, you earn something. One example is OpenArt, which is a tool for making AI images and videos. It fits naturally with the kind of content I make, so I mention it when it's relevant, link it in the description, and because my audience is genuinely interested in that kind of tool, some of them click through and sign up. It adds up over time without me having to do much beyond putting the link there. The thing I like about affiliates compared to sponsors is that once they're set up, they're pretty passive. The sponsored video requires me to actively integrate the product and deliver something specific. The affiliate link just sits there in every relevant video I've ever made and keeps quietly earning. It's not going to replace sponsors anytime soon, but $200 a month for essentially a link in a description is a decent return for not very much work. So to put it all together, sponsors are the main thing, probably around $1,500 of that $2,000. Affiliates are maybe $200. AdSense is $100 or so. That's roughly where the $2,000 comes from. And I want to be honest about the journey to get here as well, because I don't think it's useful to just present the current state without acknowledging how long it took. I've been running Wi-Fi Uni for just under 2 years. The first several months were genuinely slow. Videos sitting at 60, 80 views for weeks. Putting in real time and not seeing much come back from it. And there's a specific kind of demoralizing feeling that comes from that, where you know the work is decent, but the numbers just aren't reflecting it yet. You start questioning whether you've got the wrong idea or whether you should just be doing something else entirely. I kept going, posting every other day, consistently, not obsessing too much over the analytics. And eventually things started moving. One video did noticeably better than the others. YouTube pushed it a bit. People found the channel through it, watched more, subscribed. And then it started to feel like something real. That compounding thing is genuinely how it works. The early months are you laying groundwork that doesn't look like much while you're doing it. The growth comes later, and it comes from all that groundwork at once. Which is easy to say now, obviously, but at the time it just feels like you're putting in work for nothing. If you're thinking about building something like this, I hope this gave you something to actually work with. And if you've got questions, drop them in the comments. I do actually read them.